welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. Today I have a tag for you. This is the Bookish Book Tag. I was tagged by Mel over at the Book Moo and Jess at Only Jesting. I don't know where the tag originated from. So there's 10 questions in this. Let's just get started. Okay, number 1, book that was so good it made you reread it. It's reread 3 times. I love this book. I can't stress enough how great the character development is in this book. It's by Stephen King, my favorite book of all time, and it probably always will be my favorite book. It is a big book, but I really, really enjoy it. If you've not read it and you like Stephen King, definitely pick it up. Number 2, a book that you want to see as a movie. Again, Stephen King, 11/22/63. I read this book, I think it was March or April. I think it was, anyway, I just read it not too long ago, and this is Stephen King's account of 11/22/63. This is his spin on it, and it's fantastic. I would love to see this as a movie. I think it would make a fantastic movie, and I hear rumor that it is in the process of being made as a movie, so we will see. I will be the first in line for that. Number 3, a book you wanted to throw at the wall. And I know you've heard me say this time and time again, and I'm going to say it again, and that would be House of Leaves. This was so exhausting. It was probably the most exhausting book I've ever read. It was original in the way it was printed. I will give them that. There were good parts that I enjoyed in the book. But I had to ask myself, why am I still reading this book? But I guess I was intrigued a little bit. I don't know. But we were reading it as a buddy read. It was a group read. And yeah, it was so exhausting. There were parts where it was like reading like a textbook. And there were parts like you're reading, oh, go back and read this. And it's like, why? Why am I reading this? Very exhausting. So if you plan on reading House of Leaves, keep that in mind. It's very original, like I said. But yeah, it did nothing for me actually. So yeah. Okay, number 4, a book you had on your bookshelf for ages that you really want to read but you still haven't. And I'm going to say really any of the books that I have by David Moody because they just sound really good. This one is called Hater. It's either a duology or a trilogy. I don't remember. I know I have 2 of the books for this. And I've still not read them. I also have the Autumn series and have not read that either. And I really want to get to his stuff because I'm hearing really good things from my friends, especially about the Autumn series. So hopefully soon I will be able to get to this. Number 5, a book or book series you would never read if someone hadn't recommended it to you. And again, I'm going to mention my friend Shannon over at Leaning Lights. And she had chosen Cinder for me for a Pick 5 challenge. And I love this series. I am caught up till November. I still need to read Fairest, but I do have the book. But had she not recommended this, I may still not have picked it up. Had she not picked this from our challenge. So, if you've not read the Luna Chronicles, oh, you've got to read it. Check it out. Number 6, a book you thought you wouldn't like, but surprisingly you really enjoyed it. You just saw this one in my wrap-up. And this is In the Woods by Tana French. This is book number 1 in the Dublin Murder Squad. This is Tana French's debut novel. It started out really slow, and I didn't think I was going to make it through it, and then bam, it picked up. Fantastic. If you like mystery and you've not read it, check it out. Number 7, a book you decided to read because the movie was so good it made you read it. The Maze Runner. Yes, I don't normally watch the movie first. I generally read the book first. But this time I watched the movie because my daughter had it and she brought it over, we watched it. I'm like, I need to read that book. When I read the book, it was so different. The book is so much better. So if you didn't like the movie, pick up the book. I can guarantee you're going to really, really like it. And I liked the whole series. Number 8, a book with the worst movie adaptation you have ever seen. I was going to choose The Shining first by Stephen King. That movie was just absolutely horrible. Nothing was the same. I enjoyed Jack Nicholson and his role. I didn't like her. What was her name? I can't even think of it. Shelley Duvall. I did not like her. I didn't think she really played the part very well. But there was even one worse than that, and that was Under the Dome by Stephen King. They made this a miniseries for TV. I watched the first half hour of it and just was like, huh? Nothing was the same. It was so messed up. So this one wins hands down over The Shining. Okay, number 9. Book you think you might get non-readers into reading. I don't know if it could or not, but a friend of mine got me to read this book, and it's Rotten Ruin by Jonathan Mayberry. I know people did take my recommendation, and they are reading it and enjoying it. It's fantastic. It's a zombie series, but it's so much more than just about zombies. There's so much to really enjoy. The characters are fantastic. The plotline's fantastic. So if you've not read this one yet by Jonathan Mayberry, do read it. Pick it up. It's fantastic. And then number 10, a book you decided to read because you saw a lot of good comments on YouTube, and that one is Angel Fall by Susan E. Love this book, although I've heard that some people that didn't like it, but I loved it. I love World After. I Need to Get End of Days. This is fantastic. If you've not read it and you like angel stories, read it. It's not your little cutesy angel story, though. Just let me forewarn you. It gets a little violent and that kind of stuff. But it is worth the read, in my opinion. So, yes. And that is the end of this tag. I'm going to tag 3 people. I'm going to tag Felicia over at Little Prairie Library, Patty at IsmellBooks, and Rob at Rob's Reading Roundup. Guys, do the tag. Let me know in the comments when you get it done, and I will come watch. If you've already done this tag, then let me know, and I'll watch those too. Thanks to Mel and Jess for tagging me. Thanks, guys, for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.